Dan is setting off on his annual turkey tour, where he's trying to achieve a goal of getting a turkey in all 49 states you can hunt them in. This year, he sets off to hunt North Carolina, Virginia, Georgia, Alabama, Wyoming, Idaho, and Washington.
Ever stops making me nervous.
We'll see how many states he can fill tags in before the seasons come to an end. The tour starts off in North Carolina, where on morning one of the hunt, he's already faced with bad weather.
I don't really know what to do this morning. It's calling for rain. It's not showing much until 8 o'clock, but man, that doesn't look like the radar. I don't think this bird's getting to where we're wanting to hunt him until like 9:30 or 10 o'clock, and by then it's supposed to be raining like crazy. I'm just thinking that we might be ahead to maybe go get a pop-up so we can at least protect the cameras if it starts raining really hard. And we've got some things to protect it, but let's face it, that stuff never works really all that great. Not gonna be able to hunt like I like to, so we borrowed a pop-up from Hartwell, and we're gonna go put it up right now while it's not raining. Try to get in there this afternoon. Saw a turkey walking across there in the rain this morning, so we know they're around here. We got some trail camera pictures of them, so hopefully we'll have some luck. Pretty sure I've never been hunting in a golf cart before. Look at that one strutting down there. Do you know what though? We're not 300 yards from that feeder right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They ain't gotta go nowhere. We need to get down here. Just went around the corner on this high line to look for a place to put this pop-up, and there was 6 turkeys down there. It looked like 2 longbeards and 4 jakes. And as the crow flies, they're not gonna be but about 200 yards from where we're gonna set this up. So I'm really liking our odds right now. Saw a lot of turkeys down there. I feel relatively sure that within the next 30 to 45 minutes, we're gonna be running like hell back up here to get away from the lightning. Where we saw those birds is on a high line, probably as the crow flies, at the most 300 yards, but I don't think it's even that far. It was at least 2 longbeards, maybe 3, 4, 2 or 3 jakes, and we saw another one back down here. I think we're right here on the edge of a little wheat field. I think we're just gonna get in here and kind of ride it out and see. It's just now, it's noon. It's kind of stopped raining for a little bit, so I think we got a decent chance. I know we can't kill them back there at the cabin, so get in here and find out. It's just a little bit after noon. We just got in the blind. It's been raining all day. We tried to go this morning at daylight. We couldn't get in here. I mean, it was pouring down rain, and if we weren't filming it, it'd be one thing, but with all the cameras, we didn't want to come risk it, so we borrowed Hartwell's pop-up. We set it up just a little bit ago, and when we came down here to set it up, we saw a bunch of turkey 200-300 yards back this way. So we're just gonna hang out here this afternoon. We're right by a big wheat field. There's a pond behind us. And a creek bottom over here to our left, so definitely a good spot. We're just gonna call every now and then and see if something doesn't come in. I really think we have a good chance. again. I'm gonna talk to her, see if I can't talk her into coming over for a party. Weather is fantastic. It's thunder and lightning, raining like crazy. And we can't kill them at the house. I'm not real sure we can kill them here either, but we're gonna sit here a while and see. If it lets up a little bit, I'll go back to calling. I don't think they can hear us right now, but we did hear a hen earlier, and we know there's some toms right over there, so we'll see what happens. I checked the call, and we heard a gobble for sure. I thought it was over here. I thought it was right here, but with all this noise, it's not that far. I'll come a little further before I know if he's a longbeard or not. Behind him. The second bird coming behind him. Is it a jake? I think this one's a jake too. His ass in a real pickle. He's at 53 yards right now. 50 yards. Put my binoculars up. Blew it off. Let's go.
North Carolina, check. That was super cool, man. We set out here. Cord and I went and looked earlier. We found a bunch of birds down the High Line. Came in here, it was raining. Would never stop raining. We didn't want to get the cameras wet. We put up a pop-up that Hartwell let us borrow. We got in there, it was a little after, I think around 1 o'clock, it's 2:15. Had a bad storm come over, thunder and lightning, raining like crazy. And then when it finally started to slow down, we could hear some birds chirping. Cord was filming some little birds, and I really kind of got on my mouth call and did a little cutting, and we heard a gobble. And we looked at each other at the same time. It said that was a gobble, because there was a lot of stuff water dripping on top of that pop-up you couldn't hear. And I was like, what way is it? And he pointed this way, and I pointed that way. Just like a minute later, I saw that blue head stick up over these oats right over here to the left of that highline pole. And he came straight across that tall grass, which surprised me, because normally they don't like to get their feathers in that wet grass. I thought he'd come around the edge. He got to right here, and I just couldn't take it anymore. He was 56 yards. I hadn't shot a turkey that far in a long time. These new Apex shells, my gosh, they ain't playing. I mean, it was like, just blew him over. And Cord said all I saw was black. I was like, me too, because it kicked like crap. Turkey hunting to me is just the best thing in the world. I just cannot get enough of it. I'm trying to get one in every state. I've struggled in North Carolina, and not anymore. Monkey's off our back in North Carolina. And they let us shoot 2 of them here, so we're going to take full advantage of that, and maybe we'll get another one when it's not, don't need scuba gear and whatnot. I don't know that I can say enough about these new shells I got. I may use them for elk. And look at the pop-up camp. He's 56 yards. Cord says, whatever you think. I said, let's try it. I think this is probably a 2-year-old bird. His beard's actually pretty good. It's just not very thick, but it's wet, gross. A few strands blown out from shooting him. He's got decent spurs though. Yeah, he's definitely a 2-year-old. But now that I got North Carolina out of the way on one bird, now I can be picky. And the next one, if I get lucky enough to get another one, I'm gonna be picky, and we're gonna shoot one that looks like he's got a mop hanging off the front of his chest. It was super hunt. That's exactly why we do this. And it's just too much fun.
Three more days go by with no luck getting on a gobbler. On his 4th day hunting, he sets up on a field line where he roosted some birds the prior evening.
ever, ever, ever stops making me nervous. And me having to wait to shoot that bird for cord took 35 years off of my life, because I killed him from right there all the way to I'm shaking like a freaking leaf. That's probably 150 turkeys I've shot. And I'm just like a nervous wreck right now. Cord got what he wanted. Did you get what you wanted?
Oh, yeah.
I've always had a tradition when I turkey hunt. If I use my slate call and kill a bird, I always make a notch in my turkey calls. And I just started this year with Rolling Thunder calls, and I really like them. I killed 5 with the glass call. This is the first one with the slate. So, there it is. We watched this bird, heard this bird all morning this morning. We heard him roosting. I heard him gobble in the roost about, I don't know, maybe 5:45, 6 o'clock, somewhere in there. Back in here, we had birds gobbling all around us everywhere, but this one was by far the closest. And I guess it's the same one we saw yesterday evening when we roosted him. There was more than just this one yesterday, I don't know. But he flew down, he walked all the way across this field over here, and then he came back, gobbled a few more times, and then he went back across the field and met up with some hens and followed them back, and then we didn't hear him anymore. And then they ended up going into the woods, and they came back out, and we sat around here and just kind of called every now and then just to see what would happen. Finally, I decided I'm gonna try to get a little bit aggressive with my mouth call, and I did that. The hens came over, and we could hear him drumming, but we couldn't see him from all the briars and brush and stuff in there. And then he appeared just strutting and drumming, just coming real slow up to the decoy. I'm sitting here telling myself, Cord wants to see him jump on the decoy, and I'm not wanting to let him jump on the decoy. And I wanted to shoot him the whole way. I mean, from the time I saw him until I shot him, he was in range the whole time. But we wanted to make as much good for the video as we can. But he's really pretty. The one thing I noticed about him with my binoculars, even when I first saw him this morning, was just how blue his head was. And man, I don't know that I've ever seen one that was just that darn blue. But he is really pretty. He's got a nice beard. Spurs, he doesn't have a whole lot for spurs. They're less than an inch long. He's still really super cool looking turkey. He messed his tail fan up when he was flopping around there on the ground, but really cool, really pretty birds.
Make sure to subscribe and check out the next episode of Dan's Turkey Tour, where he continues to chase gobblers in Georgia and Virginia.